What's going on, Gifted Hands family? It is Elijah here, bringing you another lesson in our How to Use Modes in Gospel series. And today we're going to be talking about the Dorian mode, all right? So the Dorian mode is essentially I like to think of it just as a minor scale or a minor mode, all right? So if we're talking about it from C, it's going to be this. 1, 2, we got a minor third. So it's a minor mode or a minor scale. 1, 2, minor third, 4, 5, major 6, and a minor 7th. All right, and then root on top. But this is our Dorian mode or our Dorian scale. And I like to think of modes and scales as interchangeable things. Same thing, essentially, all right? So this is our Dorian mode. It's almost the same thing as the natural minor scale. So if you know your natural minor scale, it's 1, 2, minor third, 4, 5, minor 6, minor 7th, right? That's our natural minor scale. So the only difference is the Dorian mode has actually has a natural 6. So 1, 2, it has a minor third, major 6, minor 7. So that's our Dorian mode, okay? And there's two ways really to think about modes. You can think about modes as independent scales that you can use when it comes to creating chords, when it comes to improvising, or when it comes to like composing, right? You can use them as independent scales, or you can think of them as a major scale that starts on a different note, right? So a mode of the major scale. So if we're looking at C Dorian is what we call the second mode, right? So that means it's going to be a major scale, but we're just starting from the second degree of a major scale. So C Dorian, all C Dorian is actually the B flat major scale. So B flat major, here's B flat major, but it's the second mode because we're starting from the second note of the scale. So if we start B flat major from C, which is the second note, we would get C Dorian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same notes as B flat. Let's just put the B flat on the bottom and that gives us B flat major, right? So B flat major and C Dorian are the same grouping of notes, but it just gives you a different sound depending on what note you start from. All right, so that's the Dorian mode essentially. If you want to find any Dorian scale, all you have to do is start on the major scale, go to the second scale degree, right? So if we want to, if we're starting on B major, we're playing B major. If you take the second scale degree, which in this case would be C sharp, right? You play that same scale starting on C sharp or D flat, you get C sharp Dorian. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this chord reader and it's throwing me off. So you would get D flat Dorian, which is the same thing as B flat major, all right? Or B major, my bad, not B flat, B major. B major and D flat Dorian or C sharp Dorian are the same exact scale, okay? So that's what we got here. And let's dive into it. How can we use this in gospel songs and gospel music and gospel harmony? All right, I'm so glad that you asked. There's a couple ways or a couple different places that you can use it. You can use it to create chords, to create harmony, right? And then you can also use it as an improvisational tool, meaning when you're looking at a piece, when you're looking at changes, pretty much all improvising is matching up chords with scales and then making music, making melodies out of those scales that you choose, right? So two different ways. We can create harmony using the modes, and we can kind of improvise and create melodies using the modes. But today we're just gonna be talking about the harmonic piece of it, okay? So let's use a song example to really dive into this Dorian mode. And the song example that we will use is going to be a song written by the late, great Paris Bowens called Mitch's Moves. Rest in peace to him. He wrote this amazing tune, and it goes like this, all right? So. So on and so forth, right? So the song modulates, it goes through like 4 different keys, but we're just gonna look at it in D flat today, okay? So when we use the Dorian mode, like I said, it's a minor mode or a minor scale. So we're gonna use this pretty much to give ourselves different harmony. I apply this, you can apply the Dorian mode essentially to any minor chord, all right? You see a minor chord in your music, you can apply the Dorian mode. There's other ways you can use it as well, but this is gonna be the way we're talking about it today, okay? So in this song, we have we have 3 minor chords. And then really in any major key, you have 3 minor chords. So if we're talking about diatonic harmony, let's look at D flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So if we're going through our diatonic chords, we have 3 minor chords in diatonic harmony, which is gonna be the 2, the 3, and the 6. So anytime you hit the 2, the 3, or the 6, you can really apply the Dorian mode to those chords to give you different harmony. So in this song, what would that sound like? So we do, this song goes 1, then we got like, we're walking down our bass to the 7. So 1, 3 over 7, playing like an F dominant over the 7. And then we're going to the 6. So instead of playing the 6 as a basic minor chord, because as you play more and more music, sometimes you just get tired of playing the same chords and you want to give yourselves more options, or you just want more tools to elicit different emotions out of the music and out of people, right? So when we get to the 6, we're supposed to land on a basic B flat minor 7 chord. But you can apply the Dorian mode, which would be B flat Dorian, a B flat Dorian scale, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here's our B flat Dorian scale. Root, 2nd, minor 3rd, 4, 5, major 6, minor 7th. That's our B flat Dorian scale. And so this gives us a couple different chord options when we pull out the Dorian mode. That means really we could play like a minor 6 chord. This is from the Dorian mode. We can play a minor 6-9 chord, or we can play like a minor 13. All 3 of those chords are created from our Dorian mode, okay? Or align with the Dorian mode. So when we get to, like I said, any minor chord, we can pull out those chords. Instead of playing like a basic B flat minor 7, basic minor 7, which just comes from our major scale, we can experiment with these different harmonies, okay? So we'll keep it simple. We'll just play all minor 6 chords for these minor chords. 1, 7, 6. And then even in this song, we go to like you can think of it as like a flat minor chord. Okay? And so since this is a minor chord, also we could apply the Dorian mode by just adding that minor 6. And so what would A flat Dorian be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here's our A flat Dorian mode right there, which can allow us to create a flat minor 6 chord. Okay, so 1, 7, 6. All right. 4, 3 was like it's kind of like a B flat dominant chord over F. And then when we get to the 2, we can make it Dorian again. We can apply the Dorian mode. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, E flat Dorian, which allows us to create this chord right here. Right? Okay, so and then so on and so forth with the song. All right, so that's one way that you can use a Dorian mode is over any minor chord. So we can use over the 6, you can use over the 3, you can use it over the 2, because like diatonically, normally the 2, 3, and the 6 are minor. I'm sorry, not Dorian. But in this case, we also used it over the 5. Why? Because in this song, the 5 is kind of played as a minor chord, right? So anytime, like I said, anytime you see a minor chord, we can apply our Dorian scale or our Dorian mode over it. Okay, to give us more harmony options. So let's look at this, apply it to one more song. Let's try another Donnie McClurkin song. Let's try We Fall Down, all right? So We Fall Down goes like this. We fall down, but oops, my bad. So chords like that, right? That's like a Dorian chord. Why is this a Dorian chord? Because this song is, well, I'm playing it in C major, right? So if we were following the C major scale, this F sharp would not be there. We would have to play like an A minor 7, or like an A minor 11, A minor 9, something like that, right? It would be all white notes. But because I'm thinking of a different scale, I'm thinking of A Dorian, I have an F sharp in there, which gives me just some different options when it comes to creating chords, right? Or even when it came, if we wanted to play a lick. We wanna up for the same as the sinner who fell down. Ain't gotta we fall down. Right? So, ain't gotta we fall down. So, Dorian mode right there on the 6 applied in this song. Why do we apply it there? Because in that progression, that's really the only minor chord. So we can apply it to that minor chord, which just gives us different options. Like I said, when it comes to creating runs and licks, also when it comes to creating the harmony, which would give us this chord, that A minor 6, the A minor 6/9, or like an A minor 13, right? Something like that. For the saint is just a sinner. No, I don't think those are words. Right? That's a really funky sound. And that's a completely different sound than something like this. So just different options, okay? So that is how you can apply the Dorian mode in gospel songs. Is anytime you see a minor chord, you can make it, you can apply the Dorian mode to that minor chord. So essentially all you would do is look at the chord, or look at the root note of that chord, and you would play your Dorian scale, and you can use that to create harmony, right? You can use it to create pass and progressions. You can use it to create movements within your chords, like some internal voicings, internal chord movements. You can use it to create like an A minor 6 chord, an A minor 6/9, or an A minor 13. Okay, that's it for Dorian. For the Dorian mode, we're gonna come back with the next lesson, and we're gonna be talking about the Phrygian mode, which is a little funky, all right? Not used super often, but still a very interesting sound, very interesting scale. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Have a good day.